Hi, mathematicians. Okay, so we are, hopefully, there's 2 videos today for Monday for lesson 16, module 5, lesson 16, 2 videos. I want you to watch the other video, not with Miss Tracy first. So if you haven't watched the other one, stop watching this video, watch that video, and then come back to this one. So the other video has a little leprechaun named Lucky who's trying to fill his pot of gold. And he needs your help counting. So I need you to watch that one first because that's actually the main concept today in today's lesson. And it was easier in that video for me to explain it because I don't have anyone else here with me. So in that video, it's gonna show Lucky, the leprechaun, trying to fill his pot of gold, and he needs your help counting it. So go watch that, and if you've already watched that and now you're on this one, that's perfect. So for everyone that's ready for me, let's get started. So you need your problem set, of course, for the end of class. Problem set 16, page 224. You can see a bunch of like paths and different things that need to cross the paths. Also, we will be working on a template page with some hands on it. It says lesson 16 template, and you're gonna need some scissors because we're gonna do some cutting today. So grab some scissors, grab this, grab your problem set, grab your board, your paper, and your writing utensils, and let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is a review from what we did on Friday with our counting by tens specifically, and we're gonna focus today on just practicing the say 10 way of counting. So we've been doing a lot of say 10 counting for the teens, but now we are going to go higher than that and all the way to 100. So as you can see, I got out our big Reckon Rip. I used it on Friday also, and we're gonna use this to do the say 10 counting style. So remember, how much is one row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And all the rows are the same, they're all equal. So there's 10 rows of 10 beads on here. And then we have the group of 5 red and 5 white, because you could also break this down into counting in groups of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on. But let's focus on our say 10 way of counting. So our first one is 10, 2 tens, say it with me, 3 tens, 4 tens, a little bit louder, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens, 9 tens, and on the very bottom, 10 tens, or 100, right? 10 tens is 100. Okay, now we also practice doing that backwards, so let's try it backwards. Let's whisper count backwards. 10 tens, 9 tens, 8 tens, 7 tens, 6 tens, 5 tens, 4 tens, 3 tens, 2 tens, 10. Awesome. Now I'm going to mix it up. So I want you guys to follow along. I'm going to go up, I'm going to go down, I'm going to go up, I'm going to go down. When I say stop, that's where we stop and then start counting the other direction. So 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, stop, 3 10, 2 10, stop, 2 10, 3 10, 4 10, 5 10, 6 10, 7 10, stop, 7 10, 6 10, 5 10, stop, 5 10, 6 10, 7 10, 8 10, 9 10, stop, 9 tens, 8 tens, 7 tens, 6 tens, 5 tens, 4 tens, 3 tens, 2 tens, 10. Okay, that was fun. Now, we also practice counting by tens in this A10 way on Friday using these little 10 frames. So I'm going to pull them over And I want to practice just the same thing we just did, the say 10 counting style. So 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens, 9 tens, 10 tens. Remember, that's just another way of counting by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, awesome. Now, we need, this is kind of like our word problem story today, but instead of drawing it, we're going to use the template. So I want you to get that template paper that I showed you, the ones with the hands, and I want you to start cutting these hands out. So take your time, right? Let's remember when we're using our scissors, we're pointing the blade out. You have your thumb in the top, and the bottom is the second hole. We never cut towards ourselves. That's a big no-no. You might accidentally cut your shirt. We need a helper hand, right? Our other hand to hold the paper to guide it as we're cutting. So your dominant hand, which everyone in here is right-handed, I'm pretty sure. So you use your right hand and your left hand holding it. Cut right on the line, straight out in front of you, just like Miss Tracy's doing. Take your time, cut slowly and evenly. It's important to practice our cutting skills. Just like that. See how my helper hand is moving the paper around for me and keeping it steady to help me cut this. So I went ahead and cut out the whole outside edge first. Now I need to cut the insides. And I'm cutting away from myself, of course. I don't want to accidentally cut my shirt or my hair. And remember, when we walk with scissors, we always hold the blade down. We wrap our hand around it. We never want to accidentally hurt anyone with scissors. Okay? So keep cutting along with me. Miss Tracy probably will cut a little bit faster than you guys, but that's just because I have more practice. I want you to take your time. After I finish cutting these hands out, I'm going to clear our board and give you a couple more seconds to finish cutting it. Okay, so I just finished cutting my hands. Take your time, finish cutting your hands out. I'm going to move these 10 frame cards off of our board so we have a little more space. Okay, board's cleared, 10 frames are off. Okay, so if you're not ready to move on, you're still cutting it out, that's okay. You can always pause the video and come back when you're ready. I'm just gonna move on for the friends that have finished cutting and are ready for the next part. So there's some students in the classroom and they are doing some handprints as an art project. There's 7 students in this class. So we are going to try to figure out how many fingers the 7 students will have in this art project. And they're both doing, of course, both of their hands in the artwork, just like our template cards are going to help us with. So we need 7 of these to represent the 7 students. So 1. So line yours up too. You can line it up on your desk, on the floor, wherever you're working. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So these are the 7 students and their 7 hands for the art project. So now the question is, how many fingers? So how many fingers do you have on your hands? Yeah, you guys know this. 10 fingers, right? So just like our 10 frame, 5 dots on the top, 5 dots on the bottom, 5 fingers on one hand, 5 fingers on the other is 10 fingers. Easy to count, right? So these are really just in groups of 10. So I think we should be able to do this pretty quickly. I'm going to label it as I go. So 10, this is just a second time to practice writing our numbers. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So if there's 7 students doing handprints, if there's 7 students doing handprints, they're going to have 70 fingers in their class. So when we have 13 students in our class, how many fingers are we going to have? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130. We would have 130 fingers in our class. Now, if you want to write this in the say 10 way, we would write 10, because that's just 10. 10, 10. Then we would write 2 10s, because there's now 2 groups of 10 counting down. Then we have 3 10s. 1, 2, 3, 3 10s. Remember, the 0 represents the 10, right? And the 3 represents how many 10s? 1, 2, 3 10s. Then we have 4 10s is 40. 5 10s is 50. 6 10s is 60. 7 10s is 70. Awesome job, guys. Okay, so now the next thing we have left is our problem set. So grab your problem set worksheet. As I mentioned, it is page 224, and it looks like there's some number paths. And this is a direct correlation to Lucky and getting his coins in the pot. So if you didn't watch that yet, I would definitely stop this video and watch that now. If not, you are ready to go. So count up or downs by ones. Help the animals and the girl get what they want. So there's a snake, and he's trying to get to this apple. There's this mouse trying to get to this mouse that's holding, I would think maybe some cheese, right? And this girl is trying to get to this ice cream cone. So, but what you notice is it doesn't start at 1. It doesn't start at 1. It doesn't start at 1. It starts all over with different numbers. So we're so used to starting with 1 when we're counting. Even on Friday, when it was the 151st day of school, we practiced counting by ones to 100. That was the challenge. And in the Google Classroom, I also posted a video counting 100 to 1 backwards. 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93. So on Friday, we practiced counting up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and backwards. But starting at 1 or 100, which are very obvious places to count. This snake starts counting at 20. This mouse starts counting at 40. And this girl jumping starts at 92. So you really got to put that thinking cap on and figure out what number comes next. So, 20, what comes after 20? So let's make some room on the board so that we can do this together. I'll scooch it closer so you guys can follow right along with me. So, we'll start with the snake. 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Remember, there are patterns everywhere in math. So all of these numbers in the 20s always start with 2. It's 2 groups of 10 inside the 20s. And if you look, this is a pattern. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The numbers are going up until it gets to the next group of 10, which would be 30s. And then it goes 31, 32, 33, 34, and so on and so on. So the mouse is starting at 40. So what comes next after 40? 41, 42, 43, and I want you to finish 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Now the girl starts really high. She's starting at 92. So what would come after 92? 93, 94, and you finish the rest. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. You guys can do that. You guys are great at counting. Now, this one's a little bit tricky because there's a stop in the middle. So just like when Miss Tracy was using the large Reckon Rick, and I was counting the say 10 way, and then I said stop, and then I counted the other direction, stop, and then I went down, stop, up, stop, down. So the same thing here. So we're going to start at 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, stop! Now you're counting down. 66, 65, 64, 63. So this side was counting up, and this side says count down. Count up, count down. Just like we practiced Friday counting up to 100, and then the video, the Scratch Garden video was 100 to 1, up and down. Awesome. Okay, here is another number path. Now this one is hard. This cow is trying to get to the barn, but oh my goodness, there's no number here. There's no number here. How do you figure out the numbers? So you're going to have to go backwards a little bit, right? If this is 52, you have to count down to fill these in. 52, 1 less is 51. 51, 1 less is 50. Now you can stop and count up if you wanted. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. Now, help the boy get to his present. Count up by ones. When you get to the top, stop and count down by ones. So 31, 32, 33, 34. Stop. I drew that star there to remind me to stop. 33, 32, 31. So he went like up a mountain. Up one side, got to the top, down the other side. Okay. After that, we have the homework page, which I'm not going to show you as much because I gave you so many examples on the first 2 pages. Help the rabbit get his carrot, count by ones. It starts at 71, 72, 73, and so on to get to the carrot. Same thing here. There's another rabbit. So this one you have to figure out what comes first. So count down here, and then you can count all the way up to the end. So 12, 1 less is 11. 11, 1 less is 10. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So this one is then down by ones. So up and down, see the arrows? And then the same thing, up and down to fill in the boxes. So 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30. So make sure you're counting up on the arrow side and counting down on the down side. Okay, I know you guys can do that. It's just more practice. Practice, practice makes easier, right? And now the last one is help the boy mail his letter. So here's the boy, and he wants to get to the mailbox right here. So count up by ones, and it's the same as the boy that wanted to get to the present. stop in the middle and count down. So 96, 97, 98, 99, stop. 98, 97, 96. Okay, guys, great job with your math. I know you guys are gonna rock this counting by ones, and I will see you later.